Satnam and welcome. Thank you for joining me this morning as we practice Kundalini Yoga. I can't read the names from 6 or 7 feet away, so I'm just going to say good morning to everyone. And today's class, as you may have read in the registration, or wherever I put it, who knows. Today we're going to focus, the theme of the class will be working on the vagus nerve. So I had just recently completed the book, 7 Rituals to Healing, Ancient Rituals to Healing High Functioning Anxiety. And it was all about the vagus nerve, because that is, and it's a popular topic these days because people are realizing that it's really one way that we can counteract physiologically the ravages of stress and anxiety that have had on our body. And with these times, it'd be surprising if any of us are completely free of anxiety or stress. So we're going to actually do the work to start to learn techniques to counteract. Tone up the vagus nerve. Some people like to go to the gym and tone up the muscles. Well, the same thing is true with our nervous system. We have 12 cranial nerves. The vagus nerve is number 10. They're all important, but this is one that yogis paid particular attention to. So Western science says the vagus nerve is important, and Kundalini yoga tradition said that it is very important. They called it the central tuning string of your body. And the vagus nerve is actually a pair of nerves that starts at the base of the brain and goes to almost all the major organs. It doesn't go to the adrenal glands. But the bodily functions, how to digest the food, when to release insulin, when the kidneys need to release water or retain water. Certainly the heart center, which we'll be focusing on as well. The cardio, there's branches that come off the vagus nerve. So there's the cardiac plexus, the laryngeal plexus, and so on. And we're going to be doing several techniques. And I just want to also emphasize that Kriya is a little bit more demanding. But don't let that faze you, because I'm going to give you alternate positions. But it's specifically entitled Exercising the Central Vagus Nerve. And quite honestly, I can't do all the postures fully. So if you'll forgive me, I thought that's no reason not to teach you Kriya, right? So, all right. So we will begin by tuning in, as always, with the Adi Mantra. And if there's anybody new here, we will be chanting Om Namo Gurudev Namo 3 times, followed by the mantra for protection. Now, one of the first things that is important for regulating the vagus nerve and for self-regulation of anxiety is creating a feeling of safety. And so the first ritual that I talk about in the book is creating sacred space, creating a safe container where we come together. And so just mentally reach out. If you hover on the bottom of your screen, you'll see something, one of the buttons called participants. So you can put the participant list. Nobody's picture is being shown right now. Because I'm on DSL, I think I've mentioned this many times, the old internet system, it's a wing and a prayer with my bandwidth here. So I don't bring people's picture on into the end, and that's optional. But the point I'm trying to make is if you look at the participant list and we just consciously reach out and hold hands with each other, that's the beginning of creating a sacred space, that we're holding each other. I picked some flowers this morning, had some aromatherapy going. So I create a sacred space here. And it gives you a feeling of safety, of being held. So that's the first ritual that I'm just giving a couple of examples that may look totally different for you in your space. Maybe a simple candle will do. Maybe, but mentally do something around the space around your mat right now. And maybe it's just sending out good intentions for the class. Rubbing the palms of the hands together. Placing them at the heart center. Pressing the thumbs into the sternum, allow the eyes to close. Focus at the brow point. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale. And inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Adgarename, Jugadgarename, Sakgarename, Sri Gurudev Name, Adgarename, Jugadgarename, Sakgarename, Sri Gurudev Name, Adgarename, Jugadgarename, Sakgarename, Sri Gurudev Name. Inhale deeply, suspend the breath. Exhale the hands down. Okay, now let's just talk about the next ritual we just did. And the work I'm talking about is from the work of Dr. Stephen Porges, who was the inventor or developer of the polyvagal theory, which I won't go into right now. I'll just take examples. So what he did is noted ancient rituals and how they affect the vagus nerve. So the ones that we just did is the long tonal vocalization. Om. That is an example of a long vocal tone that stimulates, as you might imagine, the throat area, the voice, the vocal, the laryngeal cord, the vocal cord. So there's if you refer to the book, there's different vagus nerve components. It's all part of the same vagus nerve, but they call it the wanderer because it wanders through the whole body. So those long tonal sounds. So the yogis just have been doing this for thousands of years. And so these are some of the reasons why yoga works. If consistently you practice, you will probably have a different experience in life. So the next, our pranayam today, I selected specifically because it incorporates the whistle breath. Now the whistle breath, this will be whistling on the inhale. And if that's difficult for you, it'll go like this. Just do the best you can and don't let the mind start playing games with you. If you don't make a sound, just tense your lips up in the O mouth, kind of like this, and breathe through your mouth. If the whistle doesn't happen, just we don't want to counteract the effects of the yoga because we always let the yoga meet us where we are, right? Including the teacher. So the whistle breath, and then on the exhale, it's a cannon breath. So both inhale and exhale is through the mouth. Inhale, whistle. 3 to 4 seconds, suspend the breath 3 to 4 seconds, and then cannon breath out 3 to 4 seconds. And just think about what you want to release with the cannon breath. And once we get into the pranayam, we'll quiet the mind, but just set an intention. What do I need to let go of today? What is no longer serving me? So that every time you do the cannon breath, without having to think about it, that's your intention. You're releasing. You're releasing. We'll be doing this with a mudra or hand position. Taking the thumb and index finger and touching in Gyan mudra. The 3 fingers are straight. And you simply, you're going to have your hands at a 45 degree, your arms rather, at a 45 degree angle. So the elbows are lifted from the ribs. They're not resting on the ribs. They're just slightly out and approximately a 45 degree angle. Sometimes Kundalini yoga is called the yoga of angles. We're working with the sacred geometry of the body. So I'll just go through this once again. And this is known as a prana vidya. It's the science of accessing and directing the vital energy. Okay, so your hands are in the mudra. Let me see where the eyes are for that. We'll just allow the eyes to close and be focused at the brow point between the eyebrows. We'll be doing this for 11 minutes, so get comfortable. And if at any time you feel you just cannot hold your hands up, resist the temptation as much as possible. But if you need to alter the position, simply always visualize that you're doing it in the ideal form. So we'll inhale, whistle breath together. Suspend 3 to 4 seconds. Exhale, cannon breath. Inhale, whistle. Suspend. Exhale, cannon. And now going at your own pace. The whistle breath needs to be powerful enough where you're filling up your lungs as much as possible. And if you're not getting the whistle sound, again, don't worry about it. The puckering of the lips in O mouth is in and of itself stimulating to the vagus nerve. If your mind wanders, simply notice, come back to the breath. Without fuss, without judgment, find that gap between the notice, you notice, and you come back. If at any point you're feeling dizzy, by all means stop, take a couple cleansing breaths, and come back more slowly. Always use common sense. Releasing old patterns of self-regulation, addictions, self-soothing that is negative. Replacing those patterns with self-care, self-love, raising the elevation as we inhale, whistle. You're doing beautifully. Keep going. Keep your focus. Come back to the breath. Stay focused. You're doing beautifully. Final minute, renew your focus. Inhale deeply through the nose, suspend the breath. Tighten every fiber of your body. Exhale, cannon. Inhale deeply, suspend the breath. Exhale, cannon. And one more, deep inhale, suspend the breath. Exhale, cannon. And relax the hands down. I know there's a few Kundalini yoga teachers in the house. This pranayam is in Pranayama book by Yogi Bhajan, and it's called Act, Don't React on page 198. So that's really, to me, sums up yoga in a nutshell. We're teaching ourselves to get out of the mode of the ego that's running the show. The ego has its place, but it's to be in service of the higher self, not the other way around. So when we act, when we're under stressful situations, like we are these days in particular, we need to act, we need to be alert, we need to be present in the world, but we don't want to be reactive from the ego. And that, put another way, we don't want to act out of fear. When we're feeling anxious, sit down for 5 minutes, do some yogic breathing, get back in control, act, don't react. We're yoking the two so that the higher self, located in the heart center, this is taught all the way back through the Upanishads. It's taught in every major religion that I'm aware of. Particularly, the heart center is particularly important in the Sufi tradition. If you've read any beautiful Sufi poetry or some of the scholarly works, the Sacred Heart of Mary and Christ, it's universal. Certainly in the Native American traditions. I could go on and on. You know, I get off on tangents at times. Okay, so now we move on to the exercising the central vagus nerve. And this is going to use a lot of third chakra energy. And again, I'll give you some alternatives. So the exercise is to put your hands in Venus lock and extend your arms out, locking the elbows. Make sure the lower back is pressed into the floor so that you don't injure your spine. If you've got lower back issues, you'll want to put make two fists and put them under your buttocks. If you do not have lower back issues, Venus lock, that's folding the hands together, and you're going to inhale your legs up and exhale down. Now we're going to be doing this for several minutes, so you'll want to get your pace. Use the breath, inhaling up, exhaling down. Again, if your lower back is cranky, like mine sometimes is, support yourself. It makes a world of difference. Or if your navel point is out of shape, don't overdo it. You might want to, take a break and just do every other one. You're going to go at your own pace anyway. You can always also lift in the knees and then straighten the legs. And you can do that going back down. Let the yoga meet you where you're at. Let's see, we'll do this for 5 minutes, not the full 10, I think. Because we're doing several things today. Okay, and let's begin. Inhaling up, engage the navel point, and exhale down. Toes are pointed, not flexed. Use the breath as the powerhouse. Exhaling down, synchronizing the motions, inhaling up, and exhaling down. And don't allow the feet to plop down. Nice and controlled movements. For seasoned yogis, the prescribed time is 3 to 4 seconds up, 3 to 4 seconds down. Beginners, cut that by a third, meaning you just maybe inhale up 10 seconds, down 10 seconds. And then even possibly resting every other one. Use your own judgment. If the mind wanders, simply notice without judgment, being gentle with yourself, and come back to your breath. Be out of your head and into your body, being with your experience. Inhale deeply and relax. Remain in corpse pose on your back and just breathe normally and allow your eyes to remain closed. And now bring your legs up 90 degrees, the hands back up, and just breathe normally. No up and down, just leave the legs up. And now, if you're able, if your navel is strong, the arms are behind you, and you're going to exhale down and inhale up. This is just for a much shorter time. If you've got any lower back issues, again, make fists. In fact, I think I'll do that. And we'll just be doing this for 90 seconds. And let's begin inhaling up, exhaling down. Both legs. Use the power of the breath. Thirty more seconds. Inhale and relax, and just relax on your back for a few moments. Okay, now the next exercise, again, if your navel point is strong, allow the arms to be out behind your head. And there's a slight modification. The legs come up, and then you're going to scissor them. So just separate them by about a foot, and then exhale them down together. Inhale up. I may not have said that clearly. You're going to scissor and then bring the parallel legs down together. Probably better. And let's begin. Again, this is for a short time. So if your navel point's strong, arms are out behind your head, or support yourself if you need to. And if it's all too much, as always, just visualize. You lay down and you just visualize that you are doing the exercise and see your legs moving. So if you've been in my class before, you probably know the antidote to a sore navel point after doing this. And that's to do stretch pose every day for a minute. You get your navel point in shape. And relax. And so not only will these, the point here is we're working the nerve plexus. So there's a nerve plexus associated with each chakra. The navel point is very important. But as a side benefit, you get nice abs as well. So you stay healthy. Okay, now we're getting into territory that I cannot demonstrate. Actually, it's pretty poor, but I can explain it. So we're going to be doing a shoulder stand and then bending the knees. So it's a little bit hard for me to get up in shoulder stand. And you're always allowed the yoga to meet you where you're at, using your so I can't get it perfectly straight. And we're going to be bending. So theoretically, my thighs should be perpendicular to the floor. Now, if that's too much, what I'd like you to do is get a cushion so that your chest, the idea would be like to even just go like this, so that you're getting, use a prop. In fact, I might do that. And that makes it, you're getting the elevation without really risking any injury. But I'm gonna go for it. Okay, so in shoulder stand, the knees bend. And this is for a relatively short time. Okay, and let's begin. Inhaling the legs open, exhaling as you bend. Making sure you're not putting pressure on your neck. Inhale and relax. And just lying on your back for a few moments. Okay, the next exercise, we're going to return to shoulder stand. And this time we're going to be reaching our toes towards the ground. One leg remains up, the other comes down. And we're going to use the mantra sa, ta, na, ma. Silently. Sa, come up. Ta, come up. Na, come up. Ma. And again, my legs are not perpendicular to the floor. Bear with me. So I'll set the timer and let's begin. Silently chanting. Sa, ta, na, ma. And going at your own pace. Keep the breath going. Slowly release the position, one vertebrae at a time, carefully, and lay on your back before we do the last exercise. Now for the last exercise, we're going to come into plow pose, bringing our legs over our head. And again, you want to be very careful you don't hurt yourself if you don't know your limitations. Pay particular attention to the back of your neck and just go to the point at which you are comfortable. Now this is the best position according to the Kriya for chanting God and me and God are one. So if the term God, I know that's a really charged term these days, all that there is, you could substitute whatever you want, the infinite source, whatever term resonates with you. And by doing the mental chant, God and me and God are one, that's, again, we're auto-regulating our nervous system. When we're talking to the divine one, we're talking to the infinite, we are one. So that is very healing to the nervous system. The job of the nervous system is to keep you alive. It's always scanning for danger. That's its job. It's there. It's a surveillance system to keep you alive. And so when we give ourselves positive safety cues, all is well, God and me are one, we are literally auto-regulating, down-regulating that stress response. God and me and God are one. I don't think I can say it when I'm in Plow Pose, that's why I'm sitting up. All right, so this is the last exercise. We start by just 30 seconds of silence in Plow Pose, and then we'll start the mental chant, God and me and God are one. So, carefully coming into Plow Pose. I'll set the timer. Should have set the timer first. Okay. And slowly start whispering, me and God are one. Mental chant. And slowly begin to unroll one vertebrae at a time to support your back. Very slowly coming out of the position. And lying on your back as we begin deep relaxation. Now, resist the temptation to run to the restroom or get a drink of water. This is the time to harvest the work. You've just put a lot of work into your exercises now. And this is the body will do the rest, will do the work from now on during deep relaxation. The minor adjustments to the nervous system are being made now, to the hormonal system. Sometimes the body twitches a little bit. Let it. Don't stop that. And take full advantage now. The palms are up. If you need to put a cushion. And in just a moment, I'll begin the Yoga Nidra. So you are lying down and I will be sitting up so that I can read to you. So Yoga Nidra is not specific to the Kundalini yoga tradition, but I find that a lot of students like it. So keep your feet apart and let them flop a little sideways. Arms slightly away from the body with your palms facing upwards. Adjust yourself so that you can practice Yoga Nidra without moving and no physical discomfort. Close your eyes and keep them closed. The practice of Yoga Nidra is the act of hearing and the act of feeling. These are the only important factors. In Yoga Nidra, you function on the level of awareness, plus the level of listening. In dreams, you have no control, at least not usually. In Yoga Nidra, you are the creator of the dream. Say to yourself mentally, I will not sleep. I shall only listen to the voice. Repeat to yourself, I will not sleep. Give yourself some time to become calm and steady. Take a deep breath. And as you breathe in, feel calmness spreading throughout your body. As you're breathing out, say to yourself mentally, relax. Become aware of sounds in the distance. Become aware of the most distant sounds that you can hear. Let your sense of hearing operate like a radar beam, searching out distant sounds and following them for a few seconds. Move your attention from sound to sound without attempting to identify the source. Gradually bring your attention to closer sounds, to sounds outside the building or house, and then to sounds inside the building or house. Now develop your awareness of this room. Without opening your eyes, visualize the four walls, the ceiling, the floor, your body lying on the floor. See your body lying on the floor. Become aware of the existence of your physical body lying on the floor. Total awareness of your body lying in perfect stillness. Your body is lying on the floor. Develop your awareness of all the physical meeting points between your body and the floor. Become aware of the natural breath. Become aware of the deep, natural, spontaneous breath. Do not concentrate, for this will interfere with the natural process. Keep on listening to me and know that you are breathing. Mentally say to yourself, I am now practicing Yoga Nidra. I will not sleep. I am going to practice Yoga Nidra. Bringing your intention that you set at the beginning of the class, just allow any obstacles to that intention to happen on its own accord. Rotate your consciousness through the different centers of the body as I speak. Right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, hip, right thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole of the top foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, left thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Right shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, right buttock, left buttock, the spine, the whole of the back together, top of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the eyebrow center, right eyelid, left eyelid, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, nose, tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, upper lip, lower lip, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right chest, left chest, middle of the chest, navel, abdomen, lower abdomen, whole of the right leg, whole of the left leg, both legs together, whole of the right arm, whole of the left arm, both arms together, whole of the back, whole of the front, whole of the head together, legs, arms, back, front, head together, the whole of the body together, the whole of the body together, the whole of the body together. Develop homogeneous awareness of the whole body and become aware of the space occupied by the body. Become aware of the body and this space that is occupied by your body. Body and space. Become aware of the whole body and the floor. The whole body in relation to the floor. And at the same time, become aware of the meeting points of the body and floor. There are very subtle physical points between body and floor. Feel the meeting points between the back of your head and the floor, shoulder blades and the floor, the elbows and the floor, the back of the hands and the floor, the buttocks and the floor, the calves and the floor, the heels and the floor. Awareness of all of the meeting points between the body and the floor. The sensation of all points simultaneously, evenly. Go on feeling these points clearly and distinctly. Please do not sleep. Continue. Switch your attention to the eyelids. Feel the narrow line of meeting between the upper and lower eyelids. Feel the sharp points where they meet. Intensify your awareness. Intensify your awareness between the eyelids and then the lips. Center your attention on the line between the lips, the space of your lips. From the lips, we go to the breath. Draw your attention to the natural ingoing and outgoing breath. Feel the breath moving along the passage between the navel and the throat. On the inhalation, it rises from the navel to the front of the throat. On the exhalation, it descends from the throat to the navel. Be completely aware of the respiration. Navel to throat, throat to navel. Do not try to force the breath, just awareness. Maintain your awareness, and at the same time, start counting your breaths backwards as follows. I am breathing in, 5. I am breathing out, 5. I am breathing in, 4. I am breathing out, 4. I am breathing in, 3. I am breathing out, 3. I am breathing in, 2. I am breathing out, 2. I am breathing in, 1. I am breathing out, 1. Total awareness of breathing. Slowly and gently now, begin to return your awareness to the room. Making small circles with your feet and ankles. When you're ready, stretch your arms out over your head, elongate your spine. Arms out to the side for cat stretch. Bringing one knee across your body. Switching sides. Rubbing the palms of the hands and soles of the feet briskly together. Grabbing hold of the knees and rocking on your spine a couple of times. And come seated for meditation. Just allowing the eyes to close for a few more minutes and breathing normally. Okay. And let's see, we have a few minutes for meditation. If you open up the chat, I typed in the mantra for the meditation. Many of you probably know it already. It's the meditation is meditation for projection and protection of the heart. The mantra is Ad Gare Name, Shugad Gare Name, Sat Gare Name, Siri Guru De Ve Name. And you may remember this from after we tune in, we do the mantra for protection. So again, this is part of healing the vagus nerve and the nervous system. It helps us to auto self-regulate. Auto, we're doing it on our own. We have the power to regulate our own nervous system. When we're in community here, we are regulating, co-regulating each other. Whether it's in a distance, we are all holding the space. I am holding the space for you as we practice today. The airwaves do not slow us down. There is a movement, and so the translation is Ad Gare Name, I bow to the primal wisdom that has existed for all time. Shugad Gare Name, I bow to the wisdom through the ages. Sat Gare Name, I bow to the true wisdom. Siri Guru De Ve Name, I bow to the great unseen wisdom. Now with this, there is a movement. As we chant Ad Gare Name, we come out. We're going to project from the heart. Shugad Gare Name, we come back. Sat Gare Name, Siri Guru De Ve Name. Now I'm going to try something here. Should have tried it before, I suppose. I'm going to put the microphone by the music so you can hear it. I'm not technically savvy enough to be able to do this with one person and switch the voice box there. So I think this is going to work. Please let me know if it doesn't. It just takes a minute to get going. Inhale deeply. Bring your hands to your heart center. Breathing normally. Bringing your awareness inside. Being with your experience. Your body is in constant communication with you. The vagus nerve is a two-way path. It's the two-way communication data bus. It takes information from the major organs up to the brain. They're constantly checking in. How's the heart doing? The heart communicates more information to the brain than the brain does to the heart. All of the organs communicating, letting the brain know when there's trouble. It's not the brain that tells the organs when there's trouble. It's the organs that report up to the brain. Hey, we've got a problem here, Houston. Better do something. So the body says, okay, we better get prepared to run or fight or flight or freeze. So we're interrupting that pattern and saying, hey, wait a minute. Let's take a minute. Is everything okay? Overriding that cycle of anxiety. Yes, everything is okay. Giving yourself safety cues of safety, self-regulating, co-regulating. One of the rituals we did today was trancing in the 7 rituals. Trancing is, it's a shamanic technique. It's a technique that's used through all the traditions. Anytime you're doing a repetitive type of prayer or mantra, where we did in addition to the mantras we were chanting, the yoga nidra, the deep relaxation, was a trance-like state where much healing occurs too. We'll end with a long sat nam, and then the class will be over. For those of you who would like to stay and say hello, I will bring you on so that hopefully your picture shows. Inhale deeply. Exhale, and inhale to close. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Sat Nam.